All right, some more pictures taken with a 19-year-old Canon EOS 20D 8 megapixel 8.2 megapixel camera that was released in 2004 or announced in 2004 for the initial price of $1,500. Old camera, not mirrorless, had a single lens reflex, came with two kit lenses, and we've come a far way. But let's take a look and see what kind of pictures we can get or got with this camera. It's a lot of fun to shoot with. Let's start with this reflection shot at a park, and I liked how the tree line is reflected almost perfectly down here. I saw someone on Photoshop who actually mirrored this and made it look like it was actual water, but this is actual water. Now that it's hard to believe, but it is. So that's just with the auto setting. Let's see what the white point would be. I'm just hitting shift and then left click. It doesn't work for anything else, by the way. It just goes to the exact same spot. But for whites and blacks, for some reason, if you hit shift and left, it gives a different setting versus auto. All right, so what else can we do here? I think this is too bright over here. So let's see if we can decrease the shadows. And then let's see if we can do like a radial, a mask or something. Let's use a linear gradient, and let's see what we can do here. All right, let's just play around with this a little bit. And if we decrease the exposure, okay, let's see what that looks like. Let's do before and after. That's actually not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Unfortunately, it got this tree dark also, but it's fine. And then what else can we do? All right, in retrospect, I'm not sure if these trees in the foreground add any value to this picture. I'm still trying to play around with the foreground, midground shot. I don't know what the midground of this would be. I just think it looks so cool with the reflection in the water. If someone was sitting here, perhaps it would have detracted from the point of the shot. Maybe if they were sitting off to the side, it would have been cool too, or standing it, maybe. Something to give it scale, perhaps. But it's clear that this is some distance away, I think. Oh Jesus, don't zoom in on these 8 megapixel images. All right, that's pretty cool, I think. Next one is, you can see the city skyline, or the city in the distance, and this is some miles away. I guess I want to say at least maybe 15-20 miles away. Let's see what we can do with this. That looks pretty cool, but does it look better this way? I dare say it does, I think, because the shrubbery and bush in the front, it actually detracts, in my view, from the intent of the picture, which was to show these buildings in the distance. So I'm gonna keep it like this. And then what if we just raise, okay. Can it allow us to select the subject? Let's see what it will do. No subject found, of course not. Let's do background, no background found. I get it. Let's do, I'd have to paint these in, I guess. Yeah, I guess I have to paint these in. All right, let's do it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. It's gonna be tedious, but is it gonna be worth it? Let me not do all of them just in case it's garbage and it's a waste of time. So yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, let's just delete this. And then we will use auto, but we will drop the shadows again, just to kind of hide that, because that's not interesting. And then I think that looks pretty good. Now, what else can we do? We can select the sky just to make it. Let's see what white balance does. It is evening. It is evening, so let's do that. It's so strange. Well, not really, because it was sunset. It was sunset. See what time this was. This was taken at 4 p.m. and it's late fall in New England, so it was sunset, and it looks so much more yellow here than it does in the image. While I was there, it looked way more yellow. So let's see if we can select. Can we select sunset here? Shade. That looks more like what it was on the day. So maybe if I warmed up the picture, not too much. Okay, I think that's closer to it. And then what if we shift the focus a little bit? Well, let's dehaze it first. Okay, too much. And then let's add some clarity. And let's apply the artificial lens blur. So right now, unfortunately, it appears the camera is focused here, which it didn't appear that way when I took the shot, but I'm kind of a dingbat, so maybe I did. So let's shift that to the back where the buildings are. And that's incredible what this program can do. All right, so let's see before, after. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I think that's what that means, right? If you first turn it on, it's going to show you where you're focused. Or maybe this is where, no, see, because there's no, let me move this over here. Yeah, all right, so let me take that off, raise the shadows, and I'll see exactly where I focus, maybe. Yeah, I can see these shrub clearly. I mean, as clear as you can with an 8 megapixel image, but then the background is not so nice. All right, so I think that's better. All right, what else can we do with the sky? What if, wait, where is it? What if we select the color in the sky just to make that a little blue? Well, it won't make it blue, I don't think. No, it won't. It won't. What if we change the color? What if we added some blue? Let me see. I don't think so. We'd have to add the tint. I don't think so. I have to put a mask and all that. I don't think it's worth all that, but it's not a bad picture. All right, in retrospect, I think I could have paid more attention to where the camera was focusing and use a better camera. I'm joking. All right, so this other one here is, I attempted an up close picture because one of the kit lenses actually is a macro lens. This one here, 17 to 85, which is incredible. It's a macro lens, as I call it. I don't remember the actual closest focusing distance of it, but I like this shot here. In retrospect, I wish I had put this a little bit more to the right, not in the center, perhaps maybe here, to get less of this tree on the right and more of the branch over here on the left, and then I would get more blue of the sky. All right, let's see what auto can do. That doesn't look bad, but let's drop the exposure a little bit. That actually doesn't look too bad at all. Let's increase the saturation overall, and then let's pick green and increase that saturation. Let's use this one. And then we can change the white balance. Let's increase the contrast a little bit and drop the shadows. Highlights don't need to be that bright. Okay, good. Yeah, let's drop that. And then we can, I kind of like that. We can change the white balance. Let's see what auto does. Actually, that shade. Yeah. Let's use this one. All right, so that's not too bad. Next one. This one was actually a little bit staged. All of these needles were there, but I put this cone right there. And this camera does not have a flip out screen. So if you want to take some shot low to the ground, unless you're tether shooting or you are laying on the ground, you gotta guess. So I just held the thing down low and kind of pointed the camera in the direction of the pine cone, and I think it's okay. Looks like it's the focusing plane is right across from this rock from left to right, and it happened to get this. Now with this low megapixel, relatively low megapixel sensor, a lot of things are going to look sharp when it wasn't the intention. This is my view at least. But let's see what we can do with auto. All right, what would I have done different? It's kind of confusing what I want the horizon line to be. Now, either I had I think this is just the mountain range in the back, or just the ground in the background. That should have been straight and leaving the rock to be as it is. I think that's a better thing. So let's see if I could straighten that. Can we straighten that? We scroll all the way down to, let's see what auto does. It does not. So let's do guided. And I think now I have to draw 2 lines. Yes, let's try this one. And is it going to allow me to do it? Let's do it this way. All right. So instantly I think that looks better in my view. That looks so much better than this one. I think that looks so much better. This is before, this is after. Cool. Moving on, I like this shot of the people coming over the little hill on this golf course. In retrospect, I wish I had, there's an interesting tree on the right. I wish I had stepped farther to the right to include the tree, and then it would appear as if they're walking over the hill, but then this tree, this branch here would kind of frame them. But I just snapped a picture of them. They didn't know I was taking their picture, so I couldn't stage it. But I still think it was cool. Or if they were walking in line with these here, I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, I won't even do much more with this because I don't know if it's that interesting. All right, this one I think was interesting because you can see the flies, and for a camera that was released 19 years ago, and this was at 1/125th of a second, ISO 100. You can still see the flies flying around. That's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. That's the only redeeming factor of this. I did intend for this part of the bush to be in focus. It looks like the light is hitting it almost just right, almost. Or my angle, I should say, not the light. Light didn't do anything wrong. I'm doing a ding back. All right, so let's drop the highlights a little bit. And I think that's pretty cool. What would I have done differently? I could have cropped in a little bit, which I'm gonna do right now, but it's not gonna look nice because it's not a high megapixel camera, or I don't know how to do it. I think that's more appropriate. And let's try to, let's put it off center a little bit. Yeah, that would have been a more interesting picture, I think. Or even closer. Yeah, even closer. All right, let me just put this back. Let's look at a few more. This is the same kind of thing. I just couldn't believe how well this would have captured the flies, but this is not a particularly interesting picture. If the flag was blowing, perhaps, but then I'd have to have zoomed in even more. One tree in the picture, I guess it's fine. Two of them, I don't know what the point is. If someone was standing here, say, about to take a shot, that would have been cool, maybe. But even so, why so many trees in the foreground when they're not the point of the picture? So this is what I believe about, feel about this shot. Okay, this one I only like because this doesn't even look like it was taken with a 90-euro camera, right? Yeah, the Canon EOS 20D, that's crazy. The colors look fantastic. And this is raw, I think it's raw. Yeah, is it? Yeah, where does it say it? Is CR2, yeah, it is raw. Wow. I like how that looked. I like how that looked. I really do. It just captured all the colors. There's a YouTuber I watch, Asian guy, and he always mocks people talking about the Canon color science. I'm butchering his little skit thing. I forgot his name. Is it Envu Films? I think it's Envu Films. He's so funny. But he always mocks people with the Canon who rave about the Canon color science. Think about it. This might be one of the reasons why people used to talk about it back in the day. Look how rich this looks. I don't even think it looked that way on the day. Or I couldn't see because it was so far away. And this was taken with 105 millimeters. So I zoomed in. But that looks incredible. That's the importance of photography. Because these leaves are not there anymore. It's never going to be like this exact same way with the web and so on. This is a moment in time that will never come back. A few more. I like this because of the reflections. I kind of like reflections. What I would have done differently is the foreground, again, is a distraction. There's too much going on here. If I had just stepped a little bit to the right, which seems to be a theme here, I would have gotten just this touching the water. And I think it would have been a better shot. And this part is also a distraction. So I could have gotten rid of all of this. Maybe I can remove it. I don't think it's gonna work, but let's see. Let's see if we play with it a little bit. Let's see. Let's see what it would look like. It would have looked so much better. So much better. If I was a better photographer, it would look better. That made it look worse. That's okay. We're still learning. The only way to get better is to expose yourself and get out there and take pictures. So there you go. All right.